pissing and shit.
Crime alert in Miami Gardens after a bus driver shot and killed 2 men during a fight on a Miami-Dade transit bus. Local 10's Terrell Fournier is joining us live from Miami Gardens with the latest on the investigation. Terrell.
And there were passengers on board that bus when all of it happened here at Northwest 183rd Street and 7th Avenue, most of them turning into eyewitnesses. And detectives have been interviewing these individuals one by one to get a better understanding of what actually happened. This is the Miami-Dade transit bus at the center of a crime scene Sunday, all after a double shooting that police say involved the driver of that county bus.
We know that the transit bus driver fired his weapons, and in results of that, 2 victims were transported to Aventura Hospital. Shortly after, both victims were pronounced deceased.
The shooting victims were apparently passengers, and at some point there was a fight on board that bus. It's unclear what specifically prompted the driver to pull out the gun and fire. The incident happened around 3 a.m. on Northwest 183rd Street and 7th Avenue in Miami Gardens. Police radio transmissions reveal that the driver called 911 himself at some point during the disturbance.
Number 234 at the bus stop, 183 Northwest 7th Avenue. It's a violent dispute. One is on a bus now. Now the driver's calling 911.
Police and paramedics rushed in, first airlifting the victims, then securing the scene. We know investigators spent hours collecting evidence from the bus and a nearby bus stop, and also interviewing the driver, who was detained for questioning right after the deadly double shooting. Excuse me, so it's unclear if that driver will face any charges as a result of this, but literally just moments ago, we spoke with a passenger who was on the bus when all of it happens. According to that passenger, he says that the dispute started when the driver refused to let a man board with what he perceived to be a stolen bike. Things at some point escalated, some threats were made against that driver, and that driver pulled out a gun and fired 6 shots, hitting the guy who tried to board the bus with that stolen bike, alleged stolen bike, according to that passenger. But the second person, according to this passenger, who was hit by bullets was just an innocent bystander sitting in his seat when all of this happened. Certainly a lot of more questions into this situation, and of course detectives are certainly looking into every aspect of it all.
Yeah, I better stop talking to these motherfucking service people in type way, talk about what you will and won't do to them, and talk crazy. Now all of us have seen people talk crazy to bus drivers, cashiers, waitresses. 2 things to remember: respect is due to a dog, and everybody scrap these days, so remember that shit.